Hi, this is Tanya the Lady Strange. If any of you would watch any of my previous videos or follow me for any period of time, I used to be the Lady Strange. Guess what? I decided to go back to that. It feels more fitting in being called back to. So, as I was mentioned, if you feel called to it and it's something reasonable, something you desire and feels more right or fitting, go back to it. Why not? Have the thing to change even the simplest things in life, such as your channel's name or moniker, if you have a channel. Obviously, you're watching this, so you have something to be able to watch this platform. So with that being said, of course, I went back to the Lady Strange on that from my own executive decision that's been calling to me recently. Just a squirrel walking by. As you can see, I'm in my backyard. But I also went for the suggestion of one of my really good friends on that. It's kind of, she telepathically, before I even mentioned it to me last night. So yes, so I took it and ran with it. That was like a final universe's sign to me. And with that being said, I hope this finds you all well. Thank you for watching. Whether you're new here or just passing through, or you're a continued subscriber and follower. Either way, I appreciate your presence. This is going to be the weekly collective reading for this week, which is the week of September 22nd. I go from Sunday to Saturday with my readings. That's just the way I work and the way I'm guided for. So if this applies and resonates to you, wonderful. Please like and comment below, or subscribe if you find any value in this. If it does not, that's also fine. So this week is, and it's currently the equinox, so there is a shift in energy. There's a shift. The veil is thin at this time of year, and it's even more liminal. Seemed in the past couple of years, even especially now, right before this equinox, even though we're still a little bit over a month, well, about 5 weeks from Samhain. So with that being said, on that, I hope you're all appreciating this fall day like me. It's a very cool, well, a bit cool and breezy here. You can hear my wind chimes, but I like the fact that I'm not being bit up by mosquitoes either, so yeah. So a bit of a welcome change overall. I'm just not looking for the other snow that's going to be coming, hopefully, further away. So enough of those rambles, and this is the collective reading, as I mentioned. Again, this week I will be using as the Tarot Advisory, the gorgeous Marigold Tarot. Very fitting for the liminal this time of year. I'm connecting with the other energies, the veil, and those that we've known, whether they're friends, family, ancestors in this life, or even in our past, and our guides that are across the veil. And that which is whispering here through the autumn the autumn equinox, and of course the change of seasons, no matter where you're located, but especially if you are in the northeast type of thing like myself, or Midwest, you're probably noticing a huge shift in the weather, the energy for a while now. Last week was an intense one because it was that eclipse and supermoon did a number on me, a lot more than expected. But you know what? I'm out on the other side of it. I flow through my emotions like my reading said. So for me, it's accurate. If you had an experience with it too, certainly comment below. It's always welcome on that. We're a community here, at least in my space. So let's see what is guided here for the week. This is just what's to be mindful of, to have us be aware of the energy, circumstances, or what may come up for the week as provided to me by my guides, the entities and deities I work with and walk with, and of course my own magic and my own gifts and intuitive abilities that I enjoy sharing with others. And of course me, that's strange. A strange, wonderful, unique gift. So let's see what you have for the collective, Marigold and my guides. What is going to come up this week for us in the collective? And for whomever this applies with, just to be mindful of, this may change. Circumstances may change day to day, moment to moment. But it's best to have some awareness, to kind of have some perspective of what to be aware of. So let's see here. That's an author saying. And my deck's upside down. So let me fix that. Okay. Card 1. justice. This is one of my birth cards. I have a squirrel bounding up next to me. Okay, nice to be in my patio with woodland creatures type of thing. And my unkept yard, which I love my space. It's very foresty. It's like I lived in my own forest. What a blessing. So let's go back and draw our attention back to this. Ooh, the Nine of Cups. And lastly, what the tarot has is the Six of Wands. Wow, what a nice energy this week. Last week was an interesting week of reflection and empowerment and things coming to the surface that had to be illuminated and felt and dealt with. If any of you have had it, like I said, like me, some of it was extremely intense. However, I acknowledged it, I let it flow through me, I dealt with it the best way I knew how, and now I feel 100% better with the weight lifting and feel more connected than ever and more connected with myself, my environment, and mindful how I am affecting my own reality and what I'm creating. And that Six of Wands is the last one. So what beautiful tarot cards for this week and beautiful message that is being provided to me and I'm seeing with the cards, especially after last week. If you had an intense experience, it wasn't as much of an eclipse as others like we had earlier this year, but boy, it certainly felt that way. So the Justice card here, I'm seeing a sense of balance coming back here, a sense of harmony, kind of like coming back into oneself, like my reading 2 weeks ago was named. If you want to check that out, certainly go ahead and do so. It's a sense of coming back into oneself after actually acknowledging and releasing some things that were a little bit more of what's come to the surface that we thought we dealt with and yet is still affecting us, but it helped us to move a step forward, or maybe 2 steps forward versus 3 steps back. So that's a wonderful thing. A lot was learned from last week, at least for myself, and a lot for me to acknowledge. So if I'm certain, I know others that it's affected that I have in my personal life. So with the Justice being said, there's a sense of balance coming back in, a sense of things being righted, meaning any wrongs that have happened, whether it was in the way far past or recent past or anywhere in between, a sense of balance on there. That means a sense of justice, meaning accountability. Accountability not from just ourselves and maybe some mistakes we have made. We're at peace with it and finding a balance with those. But what others may have done to us or trespassed on our boundaries or created traumas in our life, there's a sense of balance. Our personal lives are like our day-to-day lives are actually coming to balance too. That means how I look at the magic and the mundane. Even if you're not a practitioner, there's magic in everyday life, as there's blessings. There's also hardships. It's reality. Many people don't want to face reality of that, but it's the truth. So it's all about perspective. So this sense of justice is saying perspective. Things are coming back into balance. So if you've faced what you've needed to, or let go, or empowered yourself, or just learned your lessons, a sense of justice will come into play, whatever that may look like. However, if you have not, well, then the scales may turn against you. It's all about, I guess, perspective and how one lives their life to the best version of themselves or what they know. Every day is a learning lesson, and life is a learning curve. Long journey. Life's a journey, not a destination. So, like the Aerosmith song says, I'm big into music, if you watch any of my previous videos. And the Nine of Cups here to go in conjunction with justice. That's why I'm saying that is harmony. That's the wish fulfillment card. A sense of happiness and overflowing in certain decks, like in the thought. It's a sense of things coming down into a harmonious state, and happiness and harmonious relationships and wish fulfillment in a positive way, meaning you're going to start seeing even more harmony in your feelings in your inner world, which is going to reflect out to the outer world around you, meaning your relationships, no matter what they may look like or be. That's going to be a sense of that this week, a sense of harmony and flowing emotionally, energetically, mentally, physically. You're going to feel more aligned with everything in a more harmonious way versus roadblocks, and flowing through anxiety and situations. That balance is coming into play with justice. That's this week. It's going to have a lot more balance and a lot more harmonious energies in situations. And the Six of Wands is saying it's the equinox. So if you're a practitioner, no matter what that may be, a pagan, or just observe the change of seasons and fall, sense of celebration, sense of recognition. I do feel that for whoever this may resonate with, going to have a sense of recognition. Yes, outer validation that you have accomplished a lot, a pat on the back, maybe a small raise, maybe a thank you, an acknowledgement of what your gift is to others and how your presence affects each other or other people or the effort you put through, but also a sense of victory that you've made it further and further steps ahead, and that we're going towards October, so closing in on towards the end of the year in the equinox, is bringing about that a sense of victory because you've been standing up for yourself. You have been using your will in a healthy way, a healthy perspective, and using your creativity and taking action. So this week is all about that. Because of the balancing of the scales with justice, and for this, whomever this resonates with, it's just overflowing, a sense of more calmness, happiness, and emotional and mental stability, as I said, which will trickle into your day-to-day lives. As with the Six of Wands, recognition yourself, celebrate those around you, say thank you, show gratitude. Whether that practice is show an extra thank you, an extra blessing, and when someone gives you that acknowledgement, take it and run with it. Pride can be a very healthy thing, a very empowering way to know what you're capable of, and recognition. Recognition and validation can be very healthy in many ways, and obviously good for the ego and self-esteem. So with that being said, it's going to be a wonderful week coming up there that I'm seeing. As long as you've been true to yourself, you've done the hard work, your lessons, and being true to your relationships and what you want to cultivate. Of course, justice can also be a cutting thing. So as I mentioned, if not so much, or you've not been good to others or to yourself, or lived your most authentic life and day-to-day life, well, then justice will be what it is. But overall, I see it's going to be a good, harmonious week. So let's see what the Earth and Bone Oracle has by Syrian Shadows, one of my favorite decks, and clarifiers to the tarot. Let's see what overall complimentary message it has for the collective and to be mindful of, to flow through and complement these energies and what it has to say for whomever this may resonate with. And the card we got here is the Apprentice. It says the keywords are higher education, beliefs, and wisdom. Lovely. Okay. And we're all apprentices technically in this thing called life. Like I said, on this journey, we're constantly learning and evolving, or hopefully learning and evolving. Higher education can be things like higher education, meaning school or college, reading, learning on a new subject, growing your knowledge or what you want to. Higher education can be listening to your guides, the wisdom that those in your life that have the experience. That's higher education and wisdom. That is what is coming on there. And it is also, as it mentions on here, beliefs. So again, hold true to your beliefs and what you believe is true on there, but let go of limiting beliefs, as the Justice says. Again, continue to just flow through, and what might be a limiting belief, acknowledge it, sit with it, and let it go, or move forward with it as best as you can. But also, beliefs means believe in yourself, believe in your relationships, believe that things can be harmonious, even in everyday storms, that there is a harmony with how you approach and perceive it, and what you believe, set forth and work with those foundations. What you believe can create that and create the wisdom and brings about higher education in this life, in this journey. So that is actually a very good complementary message for this week. And I have decided, because of course being the equinox time, the shift of the seasons and the liminal, just overall, I am advised to pull one from the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. The Samhain edition, which is an amazing deck, one of my favorites. However, and I use it all year round, of course, and I'm a witchy, spooky gal, but, and the Maven one would be very suitable because it's like a warm hug and perfect for the fall season, but she's hiding on me at the moment. I can't find her. She'll come up when she wants to. My decks have a mind of their own and a personality, and so don't the spirits around me. So it'll appear when it's meant to, or I will find it when I'm meant to. Either way, it's all good. I have many resources and tools, so gotta be resourceful. So let's see what you have for the collective. And this is sort of on a witchy, magical level, but you can just apply these energies as they come up to the reading, or possible energies to be mindful of. Let's see what it has. How interesting. Ancestors. So just, I mentioned earlier and just now about the liminal and the veil and ancestors, those we have known that speak to us, have crossed over, whether it be in this life or in previous incarnations, if that's something you believe in or walk with or reflect with, and how that affects us, and ancestors in that, and what whispers across the veil is ancestors. So this card says, they hiss a quivering so deep, only roots of your soil can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence. An ancient chill walking upon the spine. Well, that seems pretty fitting overall for this season and the liminal in this time of year in the shift. So because Samhain being and even right now the autumnal equinox being a time of change and shifting, of things growing colder, and I guess death energies creeping in, endings that are quite evident with the way the earth appears and other energies on that. Listen to your ancestors. That is a time for that, to honor what you have been taught in this life and previous lives, that connection, those memories that have empowered you of what you wanted to be and built your foundations, and also what taught you what you don't want to be, meaning the things that are negative, cause trauma, or unhealthy. Recognize that too, that you have the ability through healing yourself, and acknowledge it, that you're healing your family's ancestral energy and karma, not only for yourself, but your future future family members or bloodline, and also those that may relate to. The ancestors are speaking to us as part of our guides, and so it's time to listen to that. It's time to connect, and what gifts and blessings we were given, and the good memories of that, and what's empowered us, and on that. So listen for signs, look for signs, symbols, thoughts, feelings that might pop up. That's what's coming up this week too. But look at those in a very positive light. If it brings you grief, realize on that it is something to move through and acknowledge, but there is going to be signs and messages from those that you loved or those that have created, and take that gift that you have inherently inside yourself from your ancestors, that what they sacrificed and brought forth so you can be standing here, use those. So that's the magical energies of that. So if you got any value out of this, or you like my channel or any of my past readings, or you made it this far, please put a symbol below, like a skull, a key, or something, because I'm big into keys and skulls, obviously. You can see it from my decks. Comment if any of this from my past readings have resonated, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope this all finds you well. Have a great, amazing week from the looks of it, and enjoy your change of seasons. And with that, blessed be.